All right. Hello again. As part of the advertising surgery series, now I'm going to talk about appeals, especially emotion-focused advertising or emotional appeals in advertising. Okay. So why this is important? Because most of the time it is sticky, right? So if you get emotional while watching a video, it sticks with you, right? So you keep remembering this, or it will stay with you for a longer time. Okay. So this is not easy, of course, all the time. Many of the brands try to achieve this. But how can we understand is if an ad is an emotional ad or not, right? So the first one, uh, is the ad intended to be emotional, right? So the intention is critical. You may not agree, but maybe they are trying to be emotional. Maybe they are trying to be funny as well, right? So maybe the intention is becoming funny in the ad. They are trying to crack some jokes, but you are not laughing. Still, they try to be at least funny, right? So you can understand it. You are all clever, I'm sure. So the second one is, does the ad give you a warm feeling about the brand? So warm feeling is also type of like emotions. Does the ad tell a story? Story-based narratives are really important. Storytelling is another concept. Probably I will record another video on this one in advertising, especially content part when it comes to that one, of course. Like, is that creative or clever, right? So sometimes you like and said that, wow, that's a really clever way of stating it. Okay, so those are the main questions that you can ask. Let's watch an example and let's analyze this if this is an emotion-focused advertising or not. Okay, it's an
At
old
the
one.
river mouth, the
I
bears
really like
catch
it.
only the tastiest, most tender salmon, which is exactly what we at John West want.
So it starts like a documentary with a narrative. Then we see a crazy guy running to bear, and then they start fighting like two women, right?
John West endure the worst to bring you the best.
So you might even say that the last kick was not fair, of course, but what they try to say, right? They try to say that we are fighting with bears to give you the freshest salmon, right? And then try to say it in a funny way, right? So you don't expect this. So unexpected entrance to the video is also making it more emotional focused, right? So but main emotion in this one is humor, right? So they are trying to be funny. Okay. So like I said, even if you don't like that, you don't find it funny, I think it's generally funny. This is an old one. Also, they got a lot of awards, advertising award with this ad, but this is the one that they try to be funny. Okay. Another advertising, probably we are gonna talk about this brand over and over again because they are really successful in marketing. Even if I personally don't like the brand, I'm a consumer of the brand, but I don't have good feelings about the brand. So let's watch that and then let's analyze it if it is emotional or not. So this is from Egypt. So I like to bring more international examples. Please share some advertising examples in the comments that we can analyze together. So this was during Arab Spring or just right after, I think. It starts with like a dark and gray background, and then people all together try to bring the sun back, right? The people work together, and then it's kind of indication of bright future, right? So if you like to do it together, you can achieve it. So this is the main method. Obviously, this is not a funny ad, right? But this is an emotion, right? So you can easily say. The brand also tries to be part of that by basically putting their brand and advertising or images or trademark logos in the ad. And then, yeah, so they try to be emotional, but different emotions, right? So this one is maybe like they're giving you a warm feeling, and they said that work together, and then you can have bright features together, okay? So this is another emotional advertising or emotional appeals they use. So then another, again, famous textbook is Belge and Belge textbook. They also talk about different emotions. They said, first of all, personal states and feelings, because also individuals. Sometimes companies are using it, right? So safety, security, they try to activate different feelings in their target audience. Nostalgia is one of those, right? So nostalgia is actually becoming popular again in recent years, and we see that many brands are using this nostalgia examples, right? So one of this is Apple. So they use Siri in the advertising.
Hey Siri,
So they
set
use
timer
Cookie
for
Monster,
14
right?
minutes.
Okay, 14 minutes and counting.
Waiting for cookies.
So my
Hey
childhood
Siri,
and the people
play
older
me
than me, we
waiting
used to,
playlist.
growing up, we used to watch Sesame Street, right? So and Cookie Monster was one of the main characters in this
Thank you.
Kids Show TV show, and that they are using the Cookie Monster in their ads. So apparently, their target audience are the people like around my age, right? So let's say 30 and more, maybe 25 or more, and they are trying to activate their nostalgic feeling with the Cookie
Me so
Monster.
hungry
Okay,
for
so I don't
cookie.
want to show the whole ad, but then you can watch it. You can easily like search on YouTube. And the second one, again, like our generation, especially my generation and an older one, we used to watch Bob Ross, right? Especially on Sundays. I mean, in my country, it was on like national TV every Sunday. It was kind of calming watching him sketching or drawing
Hi, I'm
drawing
Bob Ross.
different things.
Today
And
we're
then you
going to
see
be
that
doing a
this is
mighty little
not Bob
painting that I'm
Ross,
really
but they
excited
are
about.
kind of
We're
imitating
going to be
him
using
and then
Adobe Photoshop Sketch,
recreating what he was
the
doing
iPad Pro,
on a
and the Apple
AirPad
Pencil.
Pro, right? So
I
there's a
start a
tablet with
project
a
by
new
clicking
pen
on the
and
plus
everything.
button, and
So
I
those
open up
are
a beautiful
different
white
things.
canvas. Look
And
at
then
that.
this the second
Ready for
video
all our
is the Adobe.
creativity.
Adobe is trying to
The
use
first
it.
thing I
Adobe
want to show you is
Photoshop Sketch, and they try to activate this nostalgic feeling. Okay, so we see brands are actually using all of those things that based on research and then based on other findings, and then we will keep influenced by this type of thing, right? So because it is easy to activate emotions in your target audience. Again, another type of emotions or feelings are social-based feelings like recognition, status, respect. That's what we all want, right? And then we want like, we want to refrain from embarrassment, and then we don't want to get rejection, everything, right? So those are like common social-based feelings. And how brands are using those in advertising, mainly using celebrities to signal status, right? So to signal respect. So when you watch this ad, when you watch this, when you see this ad, and when you wear that watch, you feel like Brad Pitt, right? So or Uma Thurman. So and that is the respect or status that you like to get. And also some social-based needs like approval, acceptance, friendship. Those are also very strong emotions used in advertising. The brands are keep using this type of feelings all the time because they work. And then depending on their objectives, they might use this tactics from time to time. Okay, so those were basically emotion-based advertising or emotional appeal, we call them. In my next video, we are going to talk about imagery-focused advertising, how image-based advertising or imagery appeals can get your attention, right? So target audience attention. So feel free to share your ideas or feedback, or share some of the advertising that we can analyze together. Like I said, I would like to bring more international examples. Please share it with me by leaving comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.